Hello, welcome to Nissa Powell's podcast session. Today we'll be talking about social divide in America specifically. So let's get to our first topic. So the main reasons for social inequality in America would be the hard to break through borderlines of classes. It's hard for somebody who is a lower class person to break through their stratification, become a higher class individual. It is the way systems are is very set in their ways, and it's a little bit hard. It's very hard for someone of lower class to make it up there. Social classes are meshed, creating many divisions in one big class. Now that we have talked about it in our discussions, you can see that there are upper class, but then you have even higher upper class, those who have old money, new money, different upper classes, even the rich and the poor. You have middle class in your poor class, because the way our society is and economy is going, you have the working class, but they're not necessarily rich. But then you have the lower class, who is the lowest of the low. And also the mentality of the different classes. So many people in each class are set in their ways about the other class that it is hard for us to come together and mesh the mindset of becoming an American and becoming a person who is well. We look over Mill's Power Elite, and he wrote a quote saying, "A social cohesive group, given their similar social background, the members of the Power Elite shared the same outlook regarding the society's needs. In addition, the overlapping interests and functions of their institutions caused them to come together in a working relationship, further strengthening their common social and psychological orientations. They thought and acted the same because their social and career environments were the same." So when we discuss the power elite, this is the people of mainly the upper class, but they have a hold on social life, social society. They are able to dictate change and also control what society thinks, what society feels, how society reacts to certain issues. So when we consider the power elite, they are not necessarily the highest rich people in America. They're not necessarily the new rich people of America. They're people who have social power, as we discuss in our reading. So when we consider the power elite, those people can be politicians, yes, celebrities, new editors, innovative brand executives, and even TV networks, people who shape minds of the society, create this societal power. So, we spoke about Mill's Power Elite. Now, let's mention William Domhoff's governing class. He stated, "A governing class is a social upper class which receives a disproportionate amount of a country's income, owns a disproportionate amount of a country's wealth, and contributes a disproportionate number of its members to the controlling institutions and key decision-making groups in that country." So from Domhoff's perspective, he notices that the people who control society just so happen to be the people who are higher class, the people who work together, the people who grew up together, the people who have the same mentality are the ones who end up coming together to control the society's outcomes. They are people who definitely seem to look out for each other and making sure that their community is good. Now we move on to what happens in a society where there's too much inequality between the wealthy and power, and how can it be fixed. We discussed the TED Talk by Richard Wilkinson, and his whole endeavor was that when there's too much inequality between societies in high class, wealthy, poor, low class, it begins to troubleshoot very different issues in individuals like mental issues, homicides, child's well-being. Those issues begin to skyrocket within those societies that consider high inequality between classes are the ones who suffer from these horrific issues, like America, like Singapore. There's a difference in between higher class and lower class. And the way that this can be stopped is once status security is minimized or demolished, such inequality rates will not matter, much less be able to be differentiated. Thank you.